order. We will begin the monthly Anderson County Commission Budget Committee meeting. Okay. Robbie, if you would call the roll, please.
Commissioner Wandale.
Here.
Commissioner Palmer.
Here.
Commissioner Vandegrift. Absent. Commissioner Bow.
Here.
Commissioner White.
Here.
Commissioner Allen.
Here.
Commissioner Beauchamp.
Here.
And Commissioner Smallridge.
Here.
Let the record reflect we do have a quorum. If you would, join me in prayer, please, and then we'll ask Commissioner Wandale if he would to lead us in the pledge. Heavenly Father, we come to you again today to thank you for saving our souls, to thank you for watching over us, for protecting us. Lord, for giving us the opportunity to serve in the ways that we serve your people. Please forgive us of our many sins. We know there are many. Be with us today, Lord, as we go over this agenda, the items of business that are laid before us. Be with each heart, be with each mind. Lord, let us get right, Father, when we decide what's best for your people. All this we ask in Jesus' holy name. Amen.
Amen. Amen. Salute. Pledge.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you, Commissioner.
Thank you.
Next item on the agenda is appearance of citizens. Any citizen here today wanting to address the Budget Committee at this time? Hearing none, moving on. Next item is the annual election of chair and vice chair of the committee. We will open the floor for nominations.
I make a motion, we leave it just like it is.
I'll second.
Okay. All right. Anybody want to nominate anybody else? All right. So, Commissioner White, can we take that as a motion to cease nominations and Shane Val and Denise Palmer remain as chair and vice
Yes,
chair?
sir.
And that second, it was by Commissioner Smallridge.
Yes.
Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed say no. Motion carried. Thank you all very much. Appreciate that vote of confidence and trust in both of us. Moving on, we have the approval of the agenda, and I do need someone, if they would please. Well, I'll go ahead and do it. We'll add new business number 1, which will be the Claxton Elementary School
It's a budget amendment for
budget amendment for that.
the debt
Okay.
service fund.
That'll be under new business number 1. Any other items need to be added to the agenda? All right, do we have a motion to approve?
Motion to approve.
Motion by Commissioner Allen to approve the agenda. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Beauchamp. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed say no. Motion carried. Next item, contracts with legal approval.
Motion to approve as a group.
Thank you.
Motion by Commissioner Beauchamp to approve the contracts as a group.
Second.
Second by Commissioner Allen. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed say no. Motion carried. Next item's number 5, contracts pending legal approval.
All have been approved now.
All have been approved
All
now.
3 of them,
Motion to
yes.
approve.
Motion to approve by Commissioner Beauchamp. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Allen. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed say no. Motion carried.
Okay.
Move it on. Item number 6, capital asset surplus requests.
Yes, we have 6 vehicles that need to be surplus, 5 from the sheriff's office, 1 from the dental clinic.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Commissioner Allen moves to approve those items for sale, seconded by Commissioner Palmer. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed say no. Motion carried. That kind of breaks my heart. I think that's the last Ford Crown Victoria that we've got, isn't it, Chief Sharp?
Yeah, actually, it was the lease turn-in from the Rochester Fire Department. So we got rid of our last one.
Kind of sad, the end of an era.
They've been a good one, hadn't they?
They have.
Hey, the good news is, Marlow Fire Department still has one.
Okay.
Yay for Marlowe.
All right, next item, cash and fund balance report. Director Holbrook.
Okay, still unaudited at the end of September, any day now, though we will be officially audited. So, just the general fund line, restricted funds are at 1.3 million, committed funds are 357,761, assigned funds 1.6 million, unassigned fund balance is at 13.6 million for a total fund balance of 16.9 million, cash 14,781,286, which is down 549,630 from last year. I do have a comment to make about that, though. I remembered, and I should have remembered this in July, because we've been down that last 3 months. We moved all the opioid funds out of general fund into their own fund, 120, and that's like 1.2 million. So that's the difference for cash. We're really ahead of cash from last year, but moving those funds out into their own fund has lowered the general fund cash balance. But it's not because we're losing revenue, so it's because of that move. And I didn't think about that; it just hit me this month. So anyway, I just wanted to make that point.
Robbie, if somebody that wasn't familiar with that, looking at that report, how would they identify that?
Well, if you look under the fourth line down, the opioid abatement 120, the fund, you see that it's got 752,610 of committed funds. We also have a budget. I think we committed $400 and some thousand this year to different nonprofits to use. They wouldn't know it really unless I just made this little statement that we moved the funds out of 101. Audit's been asking me to move them out, and I thought it would be okay to keep them in there, but I see now that we have to, that fund or those funds from abatement have to earn its own interest. So it's easier if it's in its own fund. So
I think that's the key, and it's
Right.
got to earn its own
Yeah.
interest.
Right.
So if you mix it, yeah.
That was why you moved it.
right,
Okay.
yes.
Any
And the
further
general purpose
questions
school
for Robbie on that?
Yeah. I mean, each fund's on here with their fund balance and cash. So, and cash is a little lower in September because we haven't really started collecting property taxes as of yet. Just a little bit, but not much. So, those numbers will pick up in the next few months. Okay, sales tax. County total as a whole, 4,798,741. That's up 9.6% from last August. The Anderson County portion, 551,353.91, is up 7% from last August. We're seeing a little additional sales tax. The state dropped a processing fee from 1.125 to 0.75, and I learned in a class last week that should generate about $18 million more for county government. So we'll see a little more because of that as well this year. In the ARP projects, 8 projects still not complete. All funds have been committed now, including interest. I told Shane it's not as exciting to give this report since we don't have funds anymore to use. So if you have any questions, I can try to answer them.
Commissioner Smart.
Yeah, can you give us just a 30-second update on where, and I guess it's here, I'm not sure I'm seeing it correctly, but where we actually stand? Do we still have some funds left over, do we?
We don't. In fact, our interest shows that we're
Yeah.
$7,240 in the red, but we are earning that much or more interest each month. So I'd say by the time when John did this report, we probably already updated the interest. So each month we earn more interest. That will zero out, and then you'll eventually see a new balance of interest because we still have $2.1 million, I think, in the bank. I saw today, and the cash balance is 1.8 million, but we have an LGIP account with 121 funds and another account with 121 funds, so they both have to be combined. So, but yes, We still have it shows nothing, but we will still have some funds available in the next few months, again, of interest. Any other questions on the ARP funds? Okay, in the grant contract list, we added 2 new grants from last month, the Sheriff's Department Mental Health Transport Grant and the Tourism Marketing Grant. Those are all the grants for 25-26.
Any questions on any of those reports? Hearing none, moving on.
Okay. Consent agenda. There are 3 transfers in the budget agenda this month. Seeking approval as a group.
Motion to approve as a group.
Answer any questions.
I'll second that motion, Mr. Chairman.
Commissioner Beauchamp moves to approve items 1 through 3 as a group, seconded by Commissioner Allen. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed say no. Motion carried.
Okay, in the school department, they have 3 budget amendments, 2 from the schools, 2 from one fund 141. Let me slow down a minute. For increasing revenue and increasing expenditure codes, and 1 from the 143 department, the central cafeteria.
Motion to approve as a group, Mr. Chairman.
Commissioner Allen moves to approve items 4 through 6 as a group. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Smallridge. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed say no. Motion carried.
Okay, 7 and 8 are from the highway department, $500,000 for asphalting roads, and another $45,000 for tires and tubes and lubricants.
Motion to approve as a group, Mr. Chairman.
Commissioner Allen moves to approve items 7 and 8 as a group. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Smallridge. Any discussion?
What's a blanket for tires and tubes?
Basically, they're putting money in those codes to purchase tires for their vehicles, and
Well, it says blanket for tires and tubes.
it's just an open PO, a blanket PO to purchase.
Oh.
That's just, yeah, I'm sorry, it's just a blanket, and we draw from it each time we order tires.
I'm a little slow.
That's all right.
No, that's okay. That's kind of a more of a
Commissioner Wandell.
back in the
Yes, sir.
day
Thank
term.
you, Mr. Chairman. Gary, the 500,000, has it already been laid, or is this
No, it's in
for new?
process, it's on the schedule to be laid.
Thank you.
Commissioner Smallridge.
Yeah. Gary, do you have any idea, and you may not offhand, how much we spend on paving, asphalt in the course of a year?
Just looking to see, but no, we try to spend as much as possible, and we spent probably $1 million or better on average on state aid projects and saved money and ARP money. The governor gave us some money here a while back, but yes, it's normally $1 million or better. As much as we can save in other codes, we put it in asphalt. Thank you.
Thank you.
Any further discussion?
I think the roads throughout the county reflect that.
Agree. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed say no. Motion carried.
Okay, I have 2 appropriations from the library fund. One is from the Brownsville Local Restricted Funds, $200 for building maintenance, and the other is a LTSA grant for $4,448.
Motion to approve.
As a group.
Yes, sir.
Motion by Commissioner Allen to approve items 9 and 10 as a group. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Beauchamp. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed say no. Motion carried.
Okay, 11 through 15 are from the mayor's office. The first 2 are from the Office on Aging. One's a $48,000 grant, and the other is $14,000 from their committed funds. 13 is from the animal shelter, $5,000 for contracted services to repair a fence. 14 is a $100,000 grant, broadband ready grant. And 15 is a Orca grant for $290,000 and $290,014.25.
Motion to approve as a group, Mr. Chairman.
Commissioner Allen moves to approve items 11 through 15 as a group. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Beauchamp. Any discussion?
Question.
Commissioner Wandell.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I guess my question is on item 15, the Orca funds. Is this typical the way the another organization would work under our finances?
So for this particular grant, someone has to, one of the entities that is a member of Orca has to be the administrator. So in the past, it's been the city of Oak Ridge. So we're administering the grant. So for instance, when, so let's say part-time personnel or travel, if some of the members, say Dr. Fitzgerald, for instance, travels to one of the eligible meetings under the two grants. There's FFA, which is the Federal Facilities Agreement, and then there's ESOA, which is the Environmental Surveillance Oversight. If that's eligible, then someone has to be responsible for processing that. So that's what we're doing. That's what Leanne does. She will get the information from that particular entity, if it's Anderson County, if it's Roane County, if it's the city of Oak Ridge, if it's Knox County, Morgan County, then we process that through us. So we receive the funds and then we reimburse those funds.
So do we have a separate code, or are we just running it under an existing code?
The codes are all dedicated. So if you look at the end where it says, you have all of those codes that say 51,900, 169, part-time personnel.
Mm-hmm.
They all have a cost center of Orca. So it cannot be assigned for anything else. It has to be dedicated for Orca. And it's reflected. So if you went and pulled up through the finance office, all the Orca expenditures would come up there. Then the state, or TDEC, actually signs off. So we submit to TDEC, and then they approve the expenditures. If they do not approve, then, for instance, let's say Roane County submitted something that's not eligible under FFA or ESOA, then too bad, they don't get reimbursed. So there is this approval process that goes up a couple of steps.
Last question, I appreciate the explanation. The last question I have is, how did this get into our system, our finance accounting system, to allow us to run the RRCA grant through the county? Was there a vote we did to approve that? I think we did, maybe.
There was a vote of county commission to approve the Orca contract.
The grant.
Yeah.
Appreciate that explanation.
Yeah.
Thank you,
And
Mr. Chairman.
that's why we use the cost center to help us keep up with the funds that are spent on that grant as well. And if I'm not mistaken, Mayor, some of these are unused funds from 23, 24, and last fiscal year as well.
Yeah, so it took almost a year. So part of this grant is a negotiation with Department of Energy. So you have Department of Energy and TDEC are negotiating. We are under their umbrella. So there is a master grant agreement. Anderson County, the city, other counties are not negotiating for this grant on our own. We're falling under the grant between the state of Tennessee and the Department of Energy. So one of these took almost a complete year for the negotiations to be settled between TDEC and DOE. There was a lot of back and forth. Some of the older funds we have been given permission, I guess at it was either the last meeting or 2 meetings ago, to carry those funds over. The city of Oak Ridge is actually going to be using some of those. They're doing, with all the nuclear development that's going on, they're looking at analyzing their zoning, so this would apply to anything within the city boundaries, for a nuclear overlay. So for instance, are there, like we have industrial zones that may have sound, it may be gravel, things like that. Well, nuclear is a whole nother level, and so there may be some kind of other considerations. So they're using some of these funds to kind of do that work. That's what some of those carryover funds are going to be used for.
Is, Mr. Chairman, is it okay?
Yeah, go ahead.
Is the funds, is it coming from DOE-EM, or do you know?
I can't, I believe it, I better look it up to be specific on the amount of funds. I know, so SOA definitely, because part of the function is to just get information out. So for instance, if you look at our ORCA website, you'll see that Leanne keeps posted every single letter that is exchanged between TDEC and Department of Energy Environmental. So there may be a particular site that has, so for instance, the new waste facility, the new waste cell. There's a lot of back and forth between TDEC and DOE on what we're seeing. TDEC may say, we need to see more data, or you haven't fully explained the data, or there's an issue here. And then our job on the ORCA side is to say, we're going to make sure we post that out there so that the public is fully aware of what is going on with these conversations between DOE and TDEC. I can't recall, and I don't want to say, but I don't know that it's all from EM. I think so, but I just need to verify. There may be another. So for a little while, there was an eligibility where we could use some funds for emergency management. And you've seen we've used some of those funds. We even had some that were kind of built up. But then Department of Energy said, no, that doesn't really work within our master agreement. And so those funds went away.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed say no. Motion carried.
Okay, and 16 through 21 are from the Finance Department. I'll run those down really quick. 50,000 is from fleet services. We're increasing revenue and vehicle parts. One thing, the last 2 years we've kind of had a little trouble spending all of our SRO funds, and we've returned them back to the state. Well, one thing we could have, whenever an SRO vehicle is repaired and complete, we're now charging labor and costs for parts for that. So that's one way to recoup more funds. And the BRAG grant for this additional grant for $16,575 from our ORHA received approval for additional funding for phase 2. There's $5,000 on a CSX transportation grant from the Sheriff's Department. Most of these are grant related. And then the $350,000 additional funds for the Health Department, the special needs matching grant that the state promised has, we're putting that on the books as well. And then the tourism enhancement grant for $70,000 for Lost Bottom Park. That was approved last month, and County Commission is getting that money put on the books to spend as well. And 21 is from 171, the restricted funds, $46,700. We closed a PO in the Finance Department at year end in error that should have been left open for a project. So, and it rolls into fund balance. I'm just requesting these funds to move back so we can reopen the PO. And that's it for me. Most of them are grant related and are error related. So,
As a group, Commissioner Allen moves to approve items number 16 through 21 as a group. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Smallridge. Any discussion? Commissioner Wandale.
Thank you, sir. Robbie, forgive me. What is the BRAG grant?
the BRAG grant is the Oak Ridge Housing Authority. It's brownfield,
Okay.
yeah, site development.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed say no. Motion carried.
Okay, the last one is from solid waste. It's from the restricted for public health and welfare, $151,042. Contracts payable, $9,000. Solid waste equipment, $4,000. The main cost are the part-time labor for $126,000 and $126,096 with Social Security and Medicare, rentals, and electric. And there's a justification page that's, Jeff always does a really good job explaining, and I think he's probably here, yes, for any
Jeff,
questions
you would
might
come on
have.
up.
So-
Kind of give us a brief summary of why this is brought to us today.
All right, so I don't know if you've read the minutes for the Solid Waste Board meeting, that sort of broke everything down a little bit. Over the course of my time here, in 18 years, we have had long-term issues with fires being set in the dumpsters at the Cages Creek location. We've had a couple different occasions where Waste Connections has pulled the bins completely for weeks, one time a month at a time, because of the damage to the equipment. The doors get warped. They basically, every time there's a fire, it gets worse and worse, and then they've got to repair the equipment. So in August, 3 Tuesdays in a row, there were fires when they went up there to pull the dumpsters. Their schedule is Tuesdays and Fridays to go empty and pull the dumpsters. The following Monday, I was called by Waste Connections, and we sort of talked through it. They had to get them out of there because the doors were warped. They would not stay shut, and they had to basically pull them. They pulled them on a Wednesday evening. Thursday morning, as Shane can attest, bombarded with phone calls and complaints about not having dumpsters up there. We did get the dumpsters back up on the following Saturday. We called a solid waste board meeting and met on the 10th, I believe, of September and discussed it. And this is sort of the solution that the board came up with. I would like to possibly present an alternative, but I'm going to leave that up to Shane as a district commissioner.
Go right ahead.
And Anthony, because I don't want to step on the toes of the solid waste board. This was their decision, so.
I
I
for
will
one,
go
would be
with-
interested in any
okay.
alternative that,
The main issue is the damage to the equipment.
right.
So to repair those dumpsters is $3,000 to $5,000 each. To replace those dumpsters is $6,500 to $7,000 each. Part of that issue is they don't want to be doing that multiple times a year, which I understand. So in the minutes, one of the elements of the discussion was why the fires are occurring. Is it somebody just having a good time and being a firebug? Or is it potentially, because there have been about 15 occasions where they were multiple days late in servicing. And so you've got full dumpsters. So the question was, are people setting fires because they don't have anywhere to put garbage? Regardless, it's still illegal, but that may be a legitimate complaint. So my solution would be to take the onus off of Waste Connections in terms of the repairs for $21,000, $7,000 apiece. The county purchased 3. There's 2 at the location currently. We purchased 3. Put those dumpsters. That way, if the fires occur, then the liability falls to us to do the repairs. But $21,000 then would also be an extra box for garbage in case the element of not having place to put garbage is causing the fires. $21,000 versus $150 with $129 as a every year cost is, to me, possibly a better solution.
Could you?
But would we need to take that back to the
I
solid
say,
waste board?
If you would do that, I would greatly appreciate it for one. I mean, if we still want to have a discussion on the item before, certainly we can do that, but.
The other possibility is we just suck it up and say, hey, will pay for the cost of the damage to the equipment.
The position that Commissioner Isbell and I were in is, although we certainly detest the acts of setting property on fire, as this has occurred, we hate to punish those over there in that area who rely on that site that had nothing to do with that act. And certainly that they look at it that way, and I understand where they're coming from. I think that might be a much more viable option. If it's
Purchasing
all right.
the extra dumpster?
Yes.
Yeah.
If it's all right with the committee, if you can go back and consult with the solid
We are
waste.
meeting on Tuesday of next week.
And good Lord willing, bring back one of these next month with that proposal on there.
Okay.
Is that all right with everybody, or you want to continue on with the discussion on this
We can
item?
make a, oh, Mr. Chairman, can we make a motion to defer this until that
I think that'd
meeting?
be in order.
If the commission would like that, we could just defer it until we meet again. And I'll be there, and Chairman McCamey will be there.
Okay.
We could have a discussion about that with that team.
Okay.
Okay. So I would.
I'd much rather spend 20,000. than
Amen.
Yeah, I mean,
So I
Absolutely.
would propose a motion to defer this until after we meet again, the waste board, the solid waste
Yep.
board meets.
Motion by Commissioner Allen to defer to the next
Yes,
solid
sir.
waste meeting,
Yes.
and then it would come back
And then
before this
we'll come
board.
back.
Okay?
Yeah.
Next
Do we have a second?
I'll second it.
Second by Commissioner Palmer. Any discussion, Commissioner Palmer?
Will that be okay? Do you have a month to wait
we should.
to solve it? Okay.
I mean, we never know when the fires are going to be set. Unfortunately, we've had so many up there that the fire department won't even respond anymore.
Yeah.
So when it happens, it happens.
Thank you for everything
Right.
that you
Yep.
do on this. It's an important job. Thank you.
Thanks.
Commissioner Wandale?
Thank you,
Yes,
Mr. Chairman. Jeff, I guess I'd ask that you look at also while you're going through this,
Okay.
because it's per haul, correct?
Yes,
And that's what we get charged.
and that is
per
the
haul.
most expensive location that we have.
And we don't compact because we don't have electric there.
We don't have electric, we don't have water.
But if we did compact, it would be more economical, because how
If-
many
if
would you
we could.
estimate? If,
Yeah.
and I know we're just
Right,
talking.
right.
If we had hydraulics compacting it,
We do 9, I don't know, at the very bottom, I had a breakdown of the tonnages. There's about 9 tons a month that come out of that facility. It's 112 tons a year.
if we were able to get,
So-
will you look at, see what it would cost? I mean, I know it's,
We're talking about, basically, at that point, it has to be a convenience center at that point. We have to have someone on site if they're compacting, because if somebody got in there and got crushed, we would be liable. So we'd have to turn it into a full-fledged convenience center. You're talking
I guess what I
all
don't
the
like.
infrastructure.
I guess what I've heard, what I don't like is other people bringing their tires,
Right.
dumping it on us, and Anderson County's taking care of it
Right.
for other surrounding counties.
Right.
And because we have an open dump site, or dumpster,
Right.
everybody comes from all the surrounding counties.
The flip side, sorry.
Go
The
ahead.
flip side of that, though, is if you look at those numbers on that page at the bottom of the plan, we're talking about our annual total is 112 tons. So to landfill that, it's only $3,200. The proposal, when we were talking about putting the deputy out there to cut the out of county, was that it might be reduced and cut in half. That's 56 tons. It's only a savings of $1,600 a year.
Okay.
So I don't know, the balance of that, I think, is, I'd rather pay the extra $1,600
Gotcha.
than
Thank you.
$1 million for a new convenience center.
Thank you. Appreciate
Any
it.
further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, say no. Motion carried. Thank you, Jeff.
Okay. Chairman, moving into our sections. The first one is grant applications. I have 4 EMS grant applications. None require matching funds. Just to apply for the grant. This is not approval of any grant or anything.
Motion to approve as a group. Second.
Commissioner Bochamp moves to approve grants as a group, seconded by Commissioner Palmer. Any discussion? Hearing none. All in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed say no. Motion carried.
And the next item on is the highway capital equipment. Gary asked to be on the budget agenda to discuss this. So.
Very long. How are you, sir?
Great, thank you, thanks for having me. I've just come down to ask for some capital money to buy some tractors and equipment. We've already, and I know we've got some money in our budget for equipment. We've got the other equipment we're buying. And like to ask for money for 5 side mowers. By buying 5 at a time, it's we're going to save another $14,000 per unit. We've got them ready to either place the bid if we can get the funding. $663,000, $864.04 for 5 new side mower tractors. They've got 8,000 and 9,000 hours on the ones we've got. One of them's down, has been about 6 months for a transmission issue. And you get this kind of wear and stuff on them, it's just time to replace them. And we're planning, I just let you know what we planned with some of our other money that we've got. We've got another tractor we're going to replace. We call it a Train King, commonly known as a long arm mower. And that particular tractor is going to cost us $181,000. We'll have funding for that. And then the backhoe's $181,000 we're going to replace, and then a Train King is $236,000. So that's another $417,000 that we're going to replace for equipment out of our own money. And we just like to ask for some capital outlay money. We don't get it real often. We don't ask real often, but we come to a point we need to replace our 5 side mowers. And we try to place them all with one model and all at one time. That way, if you got characteristics and traits as far as maintenance, you know what you're dealing with. And if we order the tractors now or this month, we're going to be mowing season getting them. We already talked to John Deere Corporation. It'll be about May before we can get them. Cycles probably start mowing in April, depending on the season. And just see if we can get some additional funding from out of the capital funds.
Have any questions for Gary or a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve.
I'll second that.
Commissioner Wandell makes a motion to approve the requests for how much, Gary?
$663,864.04.
Say that again, slow.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Those are big numbers.
$663,864.04. That's for 5 tractors, mowers complete, ready to start mowing. We're saving $14,000 per unit by buying multiples, so that's a pretty good savings.
And that motion was seconded by Commissioner Allen. Any discussion? Commissioner Smallridge.
I think that's probably,
I was going to ask that question, the funding source. We have a capital outlay fund which could fund this, but it only has $650,000 in an annual budget, which we have very little left in it. The highway department, like the general fund, like solid waste, like library, they are all on the property tax levy, taxed for a certain purpose. So the general fund can't give highway money. None of the other funds can. 171 is the only fund that can be used for capital purchases for the highway department. I don't know if we could split it in half, or I know you get a discount for buying 5 or 6, but I think it was 5. But
It is 5, yes.
But there's also a timing issue there, when will the payment be due? I don't know how long it takes to get these.
We'll be May receiving the tractors. We will not pay for them until because we can't order them if we don't have the money. I don't reckon. I mean, we could order them last.
Right.
Okay.
We have $652,382 in the restricted funds, which I just used how much was that? 171 budget amendment. 46,000. I just took out of that tonight. 46,700. So.
Well, if it makes it any easier on you, if you let me have 500,000, I'll scrape up the rest of it, and that way we can order the 5 units all together. Another $163,864.04 savings on your all side. I mean,
So Commissioner Wandell, is it all right with you making the motion that the price drops to $500,000 that he's asking for?
Yes, I guess I got an additional question. So
Okay.
the funds, is this funds that you get in your department over time, or?
No, it's just something that they started a few years back, these capital outlays in different departments, and they asked us to come down here and ask for them. And those other departments have already done this year, and they do it every year. It seems like we don't come, we don't come unless we need to or have to.
Robbie, would the 500 be workable?
I mean, we have that money in the 171 fund, yes.
Wouldn't put us in a bind or?
No, and we're not giving any other department, any other fund, any other department any money that unless, from the general fund, unless they're a general fund department. So I don't know if any other, that's against, I mean, I've checked with audit before to do it. We can't do that. So it's a general fund for general fund. When we buy solid waste with their fund, they were going to use their fund balance tonight for their 116. So yeah, I mean, the 171 fund does have 500,000 available. So.
I'll amend my motion to make it 500,000.
Commissioner Allen, you all right with that?
Yes,
Being
sir.
the second? Okay, so now we're talking about 500,000 instead of the 663. Commissioner
Mr.
Palmer.
Chairman, this is the first that I'm hearing this number. And so I'm usually the one that has issues with the big numbers.
That's
But I need to absorb this a little bit. I need to think about this. Can we defer this maybe to the strategic planning workshop that's November 7th, that's just in a few weeks, and talk about capital outlay for the highway department? Because this is the first we're seeing of this. So I think we need to kind of examine where that money could come from. Should it come from, I've just not been able to ask those questions. Should it come from that 171? Is there other options?
It could come from 171 or the highway fund.
That's the only two
Or it could, I
places.
mean, like if we were aware when we had ARP funds available, it could have come from those, but we didn't know that then. But we also gave highway funding for paving as well.
I
out of
just don't
those
feel
funds, so.
comfortable making a decision at this moment, right? I mean, just 5 minutes to think about it. So, I don't know. Can we defer, can I defer now?
You can make a motion to defer.
I would like to defer it and talk about it at the strategic planning workshop, because there's a lot, we're going to be talking about growth for the county. There's a lot of things that we're going to have to look at countywide, and highways is certainly one of the things that we're definitely going to have to look at. But there's all these other things too that, and I think if we kind of look at it all together, maybe, and have a little bit more time to think about it and discuss it, maybe we could come up with I don't know, a better option, but maybe we won't. But I just need to absorb this a little bit more.
And I appreciate your comments, and I'll be glad to answer any questions you got. And the longer we extend it, the longer we're gonna be in the mowing season
Okay.
before we can get them. And I don't know about, I mean, that's
So
what the
we're
equipment
looking-
costs.
The next budget committee meeting's November 6th, which is the day before the strategic workshop on the
Okay.
7th.
Okay.
So that would put it off, us discussing it again until
2 months,
December.
December.
Yeah, I mean, you're gonna be spring.
Is this going to be an amendment to the motion?
Right now, the motion on the floor is to defer till,
November 7th, the
That's an
strategic.
amendment though, isn't it? We already have a
that
motion.
is an amendment.
Okay.
Well, no, a motion to defer stands on its own, I think.
Wait a second.
I think that stands on its own, and it takes priority over the
Okay.
motion that was on the table, if I remember my rules correctly. Where's Phil when you need him?
Yeah. If we don't defer till the 7th, I would like to defer till the 6th, to the next budget meeting. I'd just like
Okay.
to look at this a little bit more.
All right, do we have a second on that deferral motion?
I'll second.
Seconded by Commissioner Beauchamp. Now, somebody will need to guide me on this one. Is there discussion on a deferral?
I don't think so.
Okay. So all in favor of deferring this matter until the 6th, say aye. Any opposed, say no. No. All right, those all in favor of deferring it, raise your hand, please. 1, 2, 3, motion fails. So we're back on the item, which is $500,000, which, as Commissioner Palmer's pointed out, is a big ask.
How much did you say is in that 171?
There was 652, 382, we spent 46,700 tonight, so 600, a little over 600,000. It would,
It's gonna wipe that,
Yes,
basically wipe that
'cause
fund out.
You'll have 100 and,
we don't put a lot of money in that fund. The budget this year was 430,291, so it's not a big, it's not gonna accumulate money really quickly, so,
Okay.
or hasn't. We've only had that fund probably since I've been the finance director, so 5, 6 years.
And are there any other things that, on the horizon that you know of that is a capital, that maybe it's not been asked for, but we've been planning for, that you can think of?
Not to
Okay.
my knowledge, Denise. I can't think of anything.
Okay. I think the mayor.
yeah, Mayor, I'm sorry, did you have something?
There was only 4 votes. I was questioning, like, how you rule on the vote. You only have, you're short a member, and then this is statutory, so don't you have to have 5 to,
Right, and those in favor of deferring, it was 3 votes.
and then, but only 4 for.
So I should have completed and went with the, but hadn't counted the no votes. Right.
Right.
Okay, those that voted in favor of deferring it, raise your hand. 1, 2, 3. Those voting no on deferring it, 1, 2, 3, 4. So if it needed 5 to pass, it didn't pass. That's why I was thinking, I mean,
Simple math.
somebody correct me if I'm wrong on that. That's kind of how I was thinking. Okay, all right.
Wouldn't you have to have 5 if there were 8 members? I mean,
Right, you have to have 5 to pass any motion.
yeah, but we
The
don't have
the motion was to defer until November, and there was only 3 people that voted to do that. So there wasn't 5. So the motion failed.
Well, I guess, right. The motion failed to defer.
Right.
Yes.
Are you saying the motion did not pass to continue on with the 5?
No, we're still continuing that. Yeah.
I'm with you.
Yeah, we're still continuing that.
Just curious. Thank
Yeah,
you.
I think Denise was asking about how much was in the 171 fund, cause since he dropped his request down to 500,000, that was gonna leave us how much in that fund, Robbie? That's the.
106,000. 106,000.
Okay.
And these are unaudited numbers as well, too, so, but that fund's usually, we don't have a lot of activity in it, so it shouldn't be, there shouldn't be any fluctuations there.
So we're back on the original motion by Commissioner Wandell, which was to pass the 500,000, which was seconded by Commissioner Allen. So that's what we're back on discussing. Commissioner Smallridge.
Yeah, Gary, I know you mentioned maybe a discount, was it, for buying a certain number?
Yes.
Is that, how much would that discount?
It's 14,000 per unit.
Discount?
Yes, on each tractor.
In other words, if we went to buy
Yeah.
3 or
Yeah.
2,
They'd go up 14,000 per unit, per item,
Each
yes.
one.
Yeah. Yep. I mean, it's a multi-unit purchase is what it amounts to through John Deere Corporation in Alamo. It's pretty good saving, and we get a discount to start with through being a government entity.
Commissioner Allen.
Gary, do we get any surplus money from those old units? What happens to those old units?
Actually, we're using some of their old units now as a backup with this tractor. The last one of the other tractors are down. Actually, we run 5 of those units when we're mowing, and now we're mowing 7 units with using another Train King as backup, long arm mower. But yes, we still have them, and yes, we do surplus from time to time, but we've been using them as a backup unit.
So when we surplus them, how much do we usually get?
Just depends on the tractors and the
Yeah.
condition. That just sounds,
$100,
oh no, it's in the thousands, up to 100, 12. I'm gonna say $800 to $1,500 a unit, I guess.
So that's 5 of them
Yeah.
that may
Yeah.
get surplus?
Well, possibly would surplus the 4 out of the 9 or something like that to keep enough to keep our roads caught up, mowed up.
Yeah.
Depending on the season. Season
Yeah.
cycles change.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Any further discussion?
I just have one comment.
Commissioner Palmer.
Gary, you've always done great with the equipment and stuff, and I think you do a great job. This is going to be a very hard vote for me.
That's fine.
But thank you for everything that you do as well. I know that you work on your equipment, take good care of it and all that, and you don't come and ask for very much, so. But thank you for everything you do.
Well, thank you for your comments, and thank you for what your commissioners do. You have a tough job, and we appreciate what
It
you do.
stinks sometimes.
Yeah.
Any further discussion? So the motion on the table is to approve the 500,000 out of the 171 fund. Any further discussion? All in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed say no. Motion carried.
Thank you.
Next item is ASAP resolution that was sent to us from the July commission meeting.
I attached the resolution from Mr. Brooks, page 47. He left the numbers blank. We do a litigation tax currently, I guess that we're collecting $10. That could be go to however many dollars in all criminal cases, and cases involving tobacco from $5 to blank dollars on all. I'm not sure of the ask. I wasn't involved to begin with in this, so. And he said, in an email to me, I asked Mr. Brooks, our law director, he said if the budget committee entertains a change in the amount, the statute allows the tax to set in any amount, zero up to $25. So that's what I know.
Go ahead, ladies.
Yes.
Good to see you again.
Hello, friends. It's been a long time. Nice
Yeah.
to see you again. Stephanie Strutner. I'm the CEO of the Prevention Alliance of Tennessee now, but also was here at ASAP for 12 years. But it's been a minute, so it's nice to be back with you. Shayla asked me to join you all for a couple of reasons. One, as the CEO of the Prevention Alliance of Tennessee, we support several counties who have in the past asked County Commission for these tax fees. I was one of those who came to you, goodness, however many years ago that was, whatever the date is on the ordinance, and we started at $5, and it was quite a negotiation during that time as well. A lot has happened. So prior to that, also Anderson County was one of the counties that signed on to support the state law change that allowed this litigation tax to come forward in the 95 counties in Tennessee. It was an opt-in, obviously. And so one thing that has happened over the past several years are the significant budget cuts to substance use prevention at the federal level. The impetus behind that is Congress is pushing now, especially in this budget cycle, pushing local entities to support their own primary prevention efforts. We could go into tons of data as to why this comes now, but I'd like to give you all an opportunity to air any questions that you have, and we'll be happy to answer those and then provide some justification. And I'll let Shayla chime in as well. Anything you have? Any questions? Yeah.
Any questions, or are we ready for a motion?
Mr. Chairman,
Commissioner
I would like
Bochamp.
to, I hate to do it because we already deferred it once, but I have already spoken to Shayla about some other options of getting some additional funds from some other entities. I'm not comfortable. After we told the DA he couldn't have his $12.50, I'm not comfortable at all raising the court cost fee, but I've given her some places that she can go to seek additional funds. I know that we talked about also that the county could possibly help them in the future with some ventures that they're trying to do. But I'd like to defer it another month and look into this and see if she goes to those other entities and if she can get funds from them as well.
And I can speak to that. I have already reached out to the city of Clinton. That was one of our discussions that we had talked about. Roger has said we can't request that until January.
Okay.
So that will be a little bit before they get into their budget season. So it will kind of be the same for the other cities as well. So I'm waiting for that. So
Okay.
I wouldn't have an answer for you next month. But I am on, that is kind of in the pipeline, and we're starting to have some of those preliminary conversations. As far as the schools, because that was the other entities that we talked about, they're seeing significant cuts as well. I did talk to someone in Oak Ridge Schools last week, and she said that she didn't even think they would entertain it. And she was like, obviously you can take it to them, but they are experiencing budget cuts because of the federal grants as well, and to the point where they may have to lay off some folks after December because of that, because of certain grant funding going away. So the discussion that we had with that was it wouldn't be fair for them to, cut teacher salaries or have to lay off teachers and then turn right around and fund us. And I wouldn't want that either.
Yeah.
We want to prioritize our teachers and what they're doing.
So the motion by Commissioner Beauchamp is to defer until the November meeting. Do we have a second?
I'll second that.
Second by Commissioner Allen. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Any opposed, say no.
No.
Everybody in favor of deferring to the November meeting, raise your hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Motion carries. Thank you, ladies. Please come back. Next item is the Mayor Frank about the fire marshal.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, the request before you is a motion to approve funding for an Anderson County Fire Marshal using the damages fund, not the fund of opioid funds that have to follow that multi-page exhibit of remediation. With an effective date of January 1st, 2026, at a range of between $58,000 to $65,000, depending upon experience. I included in your document package the CTAS recommendation. The job responsibilities include serving as a liaison or in a liaison role with the volunteer fire departments. And as these public safety agencies were, even though we're not looking specifically for it to meet those remediation guidelines, our public safety agencies have been involved in the opiate addiction issue and response and overdose. I did include the fire commission meeting as well as the minutes that reference the letter from the Anderson County Fire Chiefs Association. One of the things that I'm requesting in terms of that start date, or at least trying to get off the ground 1/1/2026, would be to work with the chiefs on the things that they referenced in their letter, which was working on procedures, protocols, description, all of that was in their letter. I did include some information from Tennessee-specific job sites that showed an average salary of $92,101. When we had the Mission CIT study done, they recommended a starting salary of $80,000. However, I did look and see what's the median salary for the state of Tennessee, and one of the sites noted that 65 number. So I would expect if we were looking at 58 or something to the 65 number, what I'm envisioning is somebody who's starting out. There are some state standards that they do have to have minimum 5 years of experience in fire service to be able to hold that position, but I'm thinking more of that entry-level starting position instead of the higher end of the salary range. And I am happy to answer any questions about this, but that's the request.
Motion to approve.
Commissioner Beauchamp moves to approve the fire marshal request. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Palmer. Any discussion? Commissioner Smallridge.
Just on funding for this, is that would come from county funds?
Yeah, so what I was looking at, Commissioner Smallridge, is that not the remediation fund, but that damages fund. To get it off the ground, let's see if it works. It may not work. It may be something that we want to scale back and only do as a part-time position. I think it makes sense from the planning department in terms of plans review, all of those things, ensuring the fire standards, a lot of things that I think are the reasons the chiefs are really behind this. Many months ago, I did go to Fire Commission and talk to them about that. We opened up a discussion, and some of the chiefs said, this has been a long time coming. We've needed this for a very long time. But one of the other things that I want to work with those chiefs on and the Fire Commission on are some of the other things that were identified in the fire study, which were having someone who's in a position that can help the fire departments work on retention and recruitment. That's one of the job descriptions that Mission CIT put in their study. And then one of the other things they put in the study was a fire support manager position. And I think one person, to get us off the ground and see if this works, I think we can incorporate some of those job duties from recruitment and retention as well as support into that fire marshal position and try to get more help for the fire departments. That individual could even be in a position of helping identify more grants and things like that, so that it's not just always on us, try to build those partnerships.
Any further discussion? Commissioner Wandell.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. How much is in the remediation damages fund?
I think it's
100, so in our restricted or committed funds, they're actually assigned for opioid past remediation. We have 177,923, and we have already received 105,181 this year in revenue. So we're getting, that's something we're getting revenue each year for the next
18.
18
Well,
years.
so now we're probably 16 years, 15.
14 or so. We're done 4, I think, or 3.
Or 4,
3
okay.
years maybe.
Yeah.
This is a 4th year.
Yeah.
I guess I want some clarity on, I'm in support of it. It's what the fire chiefs want. Whatever they want is what I'm for, but I guess my concern is we approve this motion as it reads, and then 3 months into it, we say we don't want to do it. I'd prefer us saying we're going to do it for a period of time, at least a year.
And we can do, so what I'm looking at in the January 1, I would anticipate us at least looking at this for a year and a half. So if not 2 years. And that's why I'm not, I guess if we got down the road in 6 months and we love it, we could go ahead and work it into the annual budget. But I was thinking using the temporary funds, there's still some stability to those funds. They're coming in at about $200,000 a year, just to get it off the ground and see.
Okay, thank you.
Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed say no. Motion carried.
Thank you, commissioners.
Thank you.
Oh.
And then, might as well stay there, the Historic Development Grant.
Thank you. Yes, I'm looking forward to it.
Okay, so what this one is there
too.
are funds that are eligible for us to basically do some restoration for the courthouse. So what Roger's looking at is restoring those original lights that are on the porch, improving the railing. We're looking at doing the windows on the front of the courthouse. They don't want us to do something that takes us away from the look of the original courthouse, but we can use it for things to help us keep that same structure and some of the look of the historic aspect. So Roger's identified several things. We don't have a number for you yet, but the maximum that we could apply for is $500,000, and that would put the maximum match at $150,000. So in working with the development district, we're safe in just putting those maxes in there, but I don't think we're gonna be anywhere close to that in what we asked for. But I'm asking for that approval, and we do have a resolution number now. It's 2509-1234.
I'll make a motion to approve.
Commissioner Smallridge moves to approve resolution number 25091234. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Allen. Any discussion?
Where would the matching funds, the 150 come from?
General fund.
General fund, okay.
See, we could make this.
I mean, we would have to, if we win it, then we would have to come back to you for that designation. But if you want to designate now, you can.
Okay, and it was up to a 150?
Yeah.
Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed say no. Motion carried. Next item, surplus property and facilities.
Okay, so what I'm not asking for any action on this. I kind of wanted to make you aware, the purchasing committee had initiated a discussion a very long time ago about the property that is across the street from the courthouse. We have the EOC there. We have a building that was an evidence building, but it is in need of demolition. We have a mobile unit or mobile facility over there that was the schools that they no longer use. And we have ASAP has a building there that is owned by the schools. It's a mobile unit. And then on that property is also the the technology center of the school department. And that's where they do Channel 95 and all of that. But I just wanted to make you aware, we have a survey as we do things like, construct the new EOC that we have with a grant. We're going to be moving, that operation out of there. I just wanted to let you know I'm working on this, and there might be a time, if you have an interest in surplusing it, we would need to do a little work first, which would be to do a new boundary line so that the schools keep that technology center. And so I would need to work with a surveyor on that, get that new boundary line. And that's really all. I was just kind of updating you on that because it does have the potential, there might be, with a lot of the downtown redevelopment going on, there might be an opportunity to sell that property, put it to good use, get it on the tax roll, and let it bring in some money or something, whether it's an office building or something else for the taxpayers. So.
Thank you, Mayor. Next item, unfinished business. Any unfinished business coming before the committee?
Was the 4-H?
Yes, you put that.
Okay.
Sorry.
So just a couple of things I wanted to talk to you about. I was approached by Seth at 4-H about the possibility, as we all know, the Anderson County Chamber has built a new facility, and they're going to be vacating the office space they use in the bank. And that is going to open up that real estate for someone to lease. I was approached by 4-H about the idea of the county supporting them leasing that particular space. Then, as I heard from Seth at 4-H, then I also heard that Shayla and ASAP were looking at that space. Shayla has done a lot of legwork on this, and I don't know if she has a final number, but do you have a final number?
Kind of.
Okay.
So it was chasing a duck around this county, trying to find the right person to get in touch with, but finally did figure out who the person, and through the bank, their point of contact. They started out by saying that it was going to be $15 a square foot for 4,000 square feet. which is just that top portion that the chamber has had in the past. But then the last email I got back was that they were going to be asking anywhere from 10 to 15, and there was some negotiation that they would be willing to do. So we've not reached a final number yet, but I did toss out to them the idea of doing some sort of negotiation as far as doing a lesser lease for that, similar to what they've done for the chamber, but obviously not as low as they've had, so that they get a little bit more, but then it's not quite as expensive.
So what is that a month?
It would be, if it was at $15, it would be about
Six-
$5,000
five?
a month.
Okay.
But at 10, it would be, well, whatever that math is.
Yeah. 4,000.
Yeah.
So I spoke to both Seth and Shayla, and I did explain to Shayla, I said, as the mayor coming to the budget committee and sharing these ideas, I don't want to be in a position where I'm favoring one over the other in terms of what I'm asking for. But for the 4-H, it would be Anderson County's responsibility to pay that lease payment. For ASAP, it would be their responsibility. But one of the things about this property over there that would make sense is they are currently in the school building that is on the property. And if they did move into the chamber facility, that would be kind of the final piece of the puzzle, if you will, on that property and the ability to surplus it. So it would be, you know, in terms of a return on investment, it would make sense to maybe help ASAP, you know, whether it's a couple of years or 3 years or some moving expenses. It would, I think, benefit the overall picture to be able to assist them to find a new location. And so I just wanted to kind of put this in front of Budget Committee as some ideas to think about, some things to consider. I did talk to Seth at 4-H. There are some agriculture grants that are out there, and we've had for instance, in the state of Tennessee, we had one county that actually built a facility with a grant for the 4-H department for UT Ag office. I did mention to some city of Clinton officials the idea about their fair building. And, you know, if the Ag Extension Office was co-located there, either part of that facility or an add-on to that facility, it would make sense from an agricultural standpoint. They have the pavilion there if they're doing sheep showing or they're doing any of those kind of things. And that might be something we explore as a county. I do think it makes sense for 4-H to kind of maybe move out of our courthouse. I mean, there are times where they've had, you know, you hear the little goat in here, and and we're having to, they do a lot of after hours with students, and that means courthouse security staying here, our bailiff staying here until all the students are gone, and so there is a cost to that. So those are just some ideas, food for thought to put out there as we're moving forward with facilities and space and everything else. So I know I've kind of rambled a lot, but.
Are you need a motion on this?
No motion. I just wanted to get in
Okay.
front of you as, you know, one chamber is moving out. If it's something that you all, I mean, if you wanted to do a motion like, Mayor, we'd like to see something a little more official come back with some ideas. I'd like to get some of your feedback. You know, I don't want to violate any kind of sunshine law, but if you want to talk to me individually and say, here's what I'd like you to explore, get us some numbers, come back with that. Maybe I can put together some options that could be win-win for everybody.
I would like to do that. I would like for you to look a little further. Obviously, $5,000 or $6,000 a month for us to pay rent is not optimum. And then it's also would be good for the county too if we could move ASAP somewhere else. I'm tracking with everything you're saying, but I'm wondering if there's somewhere else. You mentioned the city at the fairgrounds. That sounds like a great location. Maybe the rent's cheaper. maybe there's some other place that the county owns that would be free, you know, something like, I would like to, if you could investigate that a little bit more, I would like to make that a motion.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got a motion by Commissioner Palmer, seconded by Commissioner Allen for the mayor to explore other options for these relocations.
Yeah, could we maybe hear from 4-H also? Have those people come in and talk about their vision for that
Yeah,
area?
sure.
Yeah.
Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed say no. Motion carried.
Thank you, Commissioners.
Thank you, Mayor. All right, now to unfinished business. Anything under unfinished? Under new business item number 1.
I have a $5,000 debt service budget amendment increasing
How much?
500,000.
Okay,
Sorry.
all right.
I did say 5.
Dang it. All right.
Well,
you had my hopes up for a minute. I thought this was a typo, Robbie.
Big one. The rural debt service, 400,000, which is where we have the new Claxton Elementary School bond. We do have an interest payment due November 1st, and increasing the educational debt service $100,000 to help with some of their cash flow until we start collecting property taxes. I will say this too: the school department in the budget process put $1.5 million in contributions to debt service. I only budgeted $1 million because when I asked them early in the budget season, they were only going to contribute $1 million, but I guess they found the funding for 1.5. So I didn't budget for this, so that's where that 500,000. It's already in their budget to contribute, so it's no new money or anything. It's part of the budget process. So that this just makes it official on the debt service side. So
Motion to approve.
Motion by Commissioner Wandell to approve item new business 1. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Allen. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed say no. Motion carried. Any more new business come before the committee? Any business at all to come before the committee? Commissioner Smallridge.
Yeah, I just wanted to comment, some of us have been attending the commissioners meeting and the mayor's over in Knoxville, and there was a excellent panel discussion this morning. I thought it was, and they had some really outstanding people, and our mayor moderated that along with another person, and I thought did a tremendous job and represented our county very, very well. I wanted to make that comment.
Agreed. Any more business? We are adjourned.